the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
For the first hit. Rutschman into right field. Down the line. A fair ball. Adley will turn first. Head for second. He's going to turn second. Go for third. Rutschman into third base standing. An extra base hit. His first hit in the major leagues. Welcome to the...
These are long pitch innings. I think Blister, that's what you were to make sure.
Here's a high fly ball into right. Back his bat's on the move. On the track. He's got it. What a catch by Mookie Betts.
Now, Clifford looking for a clean inning here in the seventh. Hit well out to right center field. Jones still on the move, running out of room, and he made it!
Back to Beyond the Ballpark here on a lovely Saturday. I'm your host, Patrick Moran, and I'm joined by my co-host, Brendan Cunningham. We're going to be taking a break from the little branding action, and we will be doing best player from each team in our opinions. So, of course, opinions may vary with this kind of stuff. And in this episode, we don't have a pre-made list, so you're just going to kind of hear us going back and forth and talking about who we think it is. You're going to hear the stuff that never gets recorded beforehand. So hopefully you guys like this style a little bit better, because I know there hasn't been much traction with, there wasn't that much traction with the logos and stuff. So we're going to change it up today. So we're going to start from the AL East and then make our way down AL Central, AL West. And then we're going to go to the NL. We're going to go to the NL East, NL Central, NL West. So, yeah, I think without further ado, we should just get into this. So I think, and Brendan, you can stay unmuted for this because obviously we'll be talking a lot. I think for the Orioles, it has to be John Means, because John Means just threw a no-hitter. And I know there have been a lot of no-hitters lately in baseball, third one of the season. But John Means, boy, has he gotten off to a great start. And I love it as an Orioles fan. And I think definitely he has to be the best player right now. Or you could argue for Trey Mancini. I don't know. It's between John Means or Trey Mancini right now. How do you weigh in on this?
I'm gonna have to go with Trey Mancini. John Means, he's had a great season, but I feel like Trey Mancini coming back. He's doing really well. He's got a great batting average. He's got 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. He's not doing as well as people might have thought, but still pretty good. And I think he's the best player in the Orioles.
And I think you have to bring into account that John Means has only been around for, 2 seasons, or this is the third. And, we haven't really, I think if we can get a couple more seasons kind of under his belt and, if he can keep doing what he's doing, I think he can easily become one of the Orioles' best players. But I think you have a point, Trey Mancini has done it a little longer than John Means. I thought John Means could have been, because he's really good right now. He just threw a no-hitter against Seattle. He's gotten off to an incredible start. But I think, now that I think about it, I think Trey Mancini's got to be the one here. Trey Mancini, 30-plus homer guy every season, and then he got colon cancer, and he's on track for a remarkable story. I think to your point, I think we got to go with Trey Mancini. So we're gonna say Trey Mancini here. So now we're gonna move to the Red Sox. And I know this may be a bit of a shocker. And I know this could be a little biased, but I think I might have to throw Alex Rodriguez's name in the ring here. Alex Rodriguez is a really good young player, and he's shown a lot of potential in his time with Boston. We obviously saw that in 2020, and we're continuing to see it in 2021. But I can also see like Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, JD Martinez. I don't know. How do you weigh in on this? As a Red Sox fan, you know the Red Sox like the back of your hand. So how do you kind of weigh in on this, Brendan, right now?
I'm gonna pick with probably what most of you would have picked, and I'm gonna go with Xander Bogaerts. He's been with the Red Sox for longer than I can remember. He's a great player, fielding and at the plate. And he's definitely, in my opinion, the best player on this team right now.
Yeah, definitely. As I think about it, I think he can be the best player on the team right now. And yeah, and then we're gonna go with Xander Bogaerts here, and yeah. So then next up, we got the Yankees, and I think there's a clear and obvious choice here: Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is a monster of a human being. He's so strong, and I think definitely you have to think about the fact that you know he's he's absolutely crushing baseballs. Him and Aaron Judge out in New York, um, you know, you've really done it all, and I think Aaron Judge is a clear choice here. And we're not Yankee fans. I'm an Orioles fan, Red Sox fan, and Brendan, and definitely we hate the Yankees. So I think kind of putting that into perspective. Um, we hate to say this, we hate to do this, but it is what it is, and we have to include all teams here. I think we got to go there and Judge. How do you weigh on this, Brendan, as as a Red Sox fan and like viewing them as one of your biggest rivals?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go there and Judge, but I don't like to pick the best players in the Yankees because I don't like any of them, especially not Aaron Judge. But he's probably the best player on this team. He's 7 home runs this season, which is really good, and yeah, like you said, he's just a monster. He's really good. It just pains me to say it, but he's probably the best player on this team.
Yeah, definitely. And then we got next up, Toronto or Tampa Bay Rays. I'm sorry, not the Blue Jays. Tampa Bay. Um, Tampa Bay. I think Randy Rosarena gets in this conversation here. Tyler Glasnow definitely gets in this conversation. This is a tough choice because, obviously the Rays let go of Blake Snell, and it's kind of different for them going in, and we're obviously seeing some major changes from the Tampa Bay Rays and how differently they're kind of just moving forward differently as a team. And it is what it is. And I think with everything that the Rays have done, I think we have to go with Tyler Glasnow here because an absolute fireballer coming over from Pittsburgh in the Chris Archer trade. So I know I think I have to go with Tyler Glasnow. I can't see any other player. I know he can be a little inconsistent, but I say Tyler Glasnow. Well, Brendan, how do you weigh on this? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Randy Arozarena. Then I forget how to say it.
Rosarena.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
He's was probably the best player last season. He's not doing as great this season, but I think he's one of the best players on this team right now, and definitely one of the best hitters. He's, in my opinion, I can see him doing really good this season, and he's the best player on this team, in my opinion.
We saw him have one of the hottest, postseason stretches, and he hit 10 home runs in the postseason just to go all the way in the World Series and fail. But I still stick by my answer, Tyler Glasnow. Really, we haven't seen enough out of Randy to officially make him the best player on his team. So I think I have to go with Tyler Glasnow here. I'm still sticking by my answer.
Yeah.
This is where it gets controversial here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna stick. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Glass now. Now that I think about it, like you said, he has to be at the team a little longer. I'm just gonna go Glass now. He's a really good pitcher.
To your point, yeah, Rosarena is a great athlete. He's a good player. But I think we just need to see a little bit more out of him, and if he can show what he showed in the postseason, he can definitely get into that conversation. But I think for now, in this moment, we have to go with Tyler Glasnow. So I'm gonna go with Tyler Glasnow, and that's I think our final answer. And now the Toronto Blue Jays, final team of the East. I think I don't know, Vladdy Jr. There are a lot of good players on the Blue Jays. Vlad Guerrero, George Springer, Klobuchar, Kevin Biggio. All these guys are fantastic players. Hyunjin Ryu is a great player as well. And I think it's a tough choice. I really feel like it's narrowed down to Bichette, or not Bichette, even though I love me some Bo Bichette. I think it really has to be narrowed down here to Vlad and Springer. I'm gonna go with Springer. This is another scenario where, we've seen Springer do it for longer. Um, we've seen Springer put up that consistency for longer than Vlad has. And I think just right now, we have to go with Springer. Even though he's not on the field, you cannot, throw away what he's done in the past. Springer has absolutely been dominant as an Astro. And, going over to the Blue Jays was an adjustment for him, and he wanted to get away from the cheating stuff. And I think just as on a whole, I think Springer takes the cake here. Brendan, how do you weigh in on this?
I'm gonna go with Vladimir. I think DH, he's doing a great job this season. 7 homers, that's a lot for this early in. And George Springer, he has been doing it for a long time. And even though he was on the cheater team when they won, I'm not sure I can still trust him after that. He cheated, so it probably brought him down a little. Vladimir's having a great season, and I think he's going to continue to do that. So I think he's the best player on this team, in my opinion.
I'm honestly gonna flip. I think George Springer not being healthy kills his chances, and yes, he was on the cheater team. Even though, I think we gotta go with Vlad here. I'm sorry. George Springer is a really good player, but I needed to see him as a Blue Jay. So I think, I'm gonna flip to Vladdy. And then Chicago White Sox, and the Chicago White Sox have a lot of good players. I'm gonna go with. I know Tim Anderson is probably one of the front runners, but I'm going to go with Jose Abreu. Jose Abreu continues to perform at that top dog level, and he's really shown over the years that he can be a really good player. And people, I feel like, can underestimate him. But I'm going to give him some love here, and I'm going to go, um, um, you know, I'm going to go Jose Abreu. I don't know, Brendan, what you say. I don't know if you picked Tim Anderson, but you can, take the stage here, because. Yeah.
I also went Jose Abreu.
Mm.
He's kind of not doing as well as he was as he used to, but he's still a top player on this team, one of the best, and even though if you argue him for being first, I mean, it's Tim Anderson, but I feel like he deserves this spot. He's been in the team for a long time, and he's shown consistency and having great seasons. So I feel like he's the best player.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're just gonna have to go with Jose Abreu. And Brendan, please feel free to cut in at any moment, because we don't have a list here right in front of us, so you can kind of say anything. And now we're gonna move on to the Indians, and boy, is this tough. I think you can agree on this, Brendan. The Indians just gave away Francisco Lindor, and there's definitely slim pickings here. But Jose Ramirez. I mean, Jose Ramirez is a beast. He's an MVP runner-up, and I just think he's the right choice. It feels right. And I just, Jose Ramirez is really the only team's hope at this point. There's really nothing for them to rely on. But, I just feel like Jose Ramirez is the obvious choice here. But what do you think about it?
I'm gonna agree with this. After Francisco Lindor left, really devastated the Indians, or Cleveland, my bad. Jose Ramirez, he's been in the team a long time, and he was a top player. Obviously, Lindor was better than him, but he's right after he left. I think he's the best player. He's having 9 home runs this season. That's extremely good, and batting average all right. So I think he's a good player, and he definitely deserves number 1 of his team.
All right, I think we're gonna go with Jose here.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna move on to Detroit, and it's a tough choice here as well. I honestly don't know too many players on the Detroit Tigers, so this is gonna be hard. I know they have Casey Mize, who's really good young talent. John the Scope, a nice veteran of the game. I miss him from his Oriole days. I don't know who's gonna be here, but I feel like at the end of the day, if anyone, it's gonna be Miguel Cabrera, and Miguel is and Miggy is is just a legendary player. I mean, he knows the game. He's such a mentor to young players that the Tigers will have soon. And I think if a team like the Tigers can keep him around, and like they're in the rebuild, so I think if they keep him around, like I said, it could definitely be a game changer for them. And it's always crucial to have new guys and whatnot. So I think I think Miguel Cabrera is the answer here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to agree. He's the veteran of this team. This
Hmm.
guy's been on this team since before I was born. So that says something right there. He's not he's slowing down, but he's done so much for this team. He's had a great uh career, and he's been one of the best players on this team in a while. And I feel like he deserves number one for how much he has done for this team.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's done so much, and yeah, he's just been a value and as a mentor and veteran. And now we get the Royals, and Royals are quite the team. And there's Danny Duffy, who's gotten off to a really good start. I've heard Carlos Santana, Andrew Benintendi, and there's other players. I don't know. My gut says Benintendi. I know Benintendi coming over from the Red Sox. It hurts Red Sox Nation to do that and trade him away like that. But Benintendi is just a good player. He's consistent. He didn't show that in 2020 just because he hit the gym. But Benintendi just I feel like is a really good player if he can go back to his old form. And granted, it obviously hurts you because he's he's a fan favorite in Boston. Everyone loved him, and he's had his glory days. And I feel like Benintendi can kind of be a front runner here. In my opinion, he's the best player in the Red Sox. What do you think about this?
Um, yeah, I'm a little biased because he just came from the Red Sox, and he was our last b-boy standing in the outfield, and it was hard to see him go. But he's doing not he's doing okay in the Royals. I feel like he's not as good as he was in the Red Sox, but he's doing all right. He's obviously the Royals on a great team, so him doing what he's doing right now is pretty good for the team. And I feel like he's number one on this team, in my opinion, because I'm a little biased.
Yeah, biases can definitely play into these things, and yeah, Benintendi I feel like it's just the main unobvious choice here. Minnesota Twins. This is an interesting team. They kind of have those ups and downs with them, um, and they're just an overall good squad. They're consistent. They can make the playoffs every year. Um, and I feel like for the Twins, there's like Kenta Maeda, Jose Barrios, Miguel Sano. There's a lot of players on the Twins. They're overall fundamentally sound squad. Um, and I don't know. I know Byron Buxton. I feel like Josh Donaldson could be the best player. Him or Byron, they're both good players. Josh Donaldson can crush baseballs, and a guy like Byron Buxton consistent every year. But my gut says Josh Donaldson, but I also see Byron Buxton as a possibility. Brendan, what do you say about this? About the Minnesota Twins?
Um, I'm also like on the edge here. I'm unsure. Josh Donaldson, he's definitely a contender. He's been with the game, a long time. It's very close. I'm gonna have to go Josh Donaldson. He's been with the game for a long time, bouncing around with teams, and I feel like he's having a great career, and he's definitely done a lot for this team, and I feel like he deserves number one. Sure, there's other options that you might pick, but this is probably one of your top contenders. So I feel like it's fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Josh Donaldson as well. Like you said, he's been around the game. He has some, he goes from the Athletics to the Blue Jays to the Braves, and now the Twins, and he's able to do what he's been able to do for a long time, and yeah, I feel like Josh Donaldson's just the choice here. And the last division of the episode, because we're only doing the AL today, AL West. And we're going to start with the Angels because they're the Anaheim Angels. Is this really even a question? It's Mike Trout here. I mean, Albert Pujols getting designated for assignment, DFA'd by the Angels. Mike Trout is just a goat. He is a beast. Every single season, he continues to mash the baseball. He continues to give Gold Glove defense, and it's like unbelievable what he's been able to do. And he's a guy that's got 24th, like 25th overall in the 2009 draft. The man is an absolute monster. He's the best player in baseball, and I don't see anyone else taking it from him.
Yeah, it's just even a question. I'm a huge Angels fan and also a huge Mike Trout fan. This man's best player in baseball. If you pick anyone else in the Angels, you're wrong. Sure, Albert Pujols is a good player, but Mike Trout is 1,000 times better. This man is insane. He's never gotten a win, but that doesn't matter. He's a trash team. He's doing great this season. His batting average is great, which is every year, but it's especially good this season right now. Home runs, he's got a lot of them, 8 of them, so he's doing great. And if you say anyone else on this team, you'd be wrong.
Yeah, you'd be 100% wrong if you said anyone else. Mike Trout is the obvious choice here. Now Houston Astros. Astros are tough. There's Zach Greinke, there's Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman, and other players. Michael Brantley I really like, but I'm gonna go with Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman is just a good player. He knows the game, he knows it well, and Alex Bregman just he keeps doing what he's doing, and you can't really deny that. He's got the hot corner absolutely locked down for the Astros. Could be a trade chip at some point, but I don't know. It's close. It's a close call, but yeah. I would say I'd say Bregman.
I'm gonna go.
Cheaters.
I'm going Jose Altuve. Here you might call him a cheater, but he was a great player. Yeah, fielding, it was great. Hitting, he was great. I feel like he's been with this team for a long time. Bregman, he's also a top contender, but I feel like Altuve slips in there. People kind of know him as the best player, and I feel like he deserves that spot. Even though it's the cheater team, he's kind of a cheater. I feel like he's number 1.
I'm still sticking by Bregman. I can't. Altuve, I mean, this really shouldn't be taken into account, but Altuve had a bad year last year. Got off to a terrible start. And I just feel like a guy like Bregman can be a little more athletic at points. So I think we might have to be splitting on this because I don't think I want to budge from Bregman. So I think
I'm not gonna switch. I'm sticking with Altuve.
Yeah, I'm not switching either. So I think we're gonna go a tie. Bregman Altuve, or is our tie here? First ever tie on Beyond the Ballpark. Oakland Athletics. Matt Chapman. I mean, is there any question here either? Matt Chapman's an absolute front runner for this award, and Matt Chapman plays Gold Glove defense. Really good bat. Really consistent player. And just, he's a really, really crucial player to this team. And I don't know if Brendan thinks the same, but I say Matt Chapman here easily.
Yeah. Matt Chapman, he's crushing it. He's a great player for this team right now, and I think he's doing a lot for it. He's only been here for 5 years, but that's still a good amount of time. He's doing all right this season, and I feel like he can do better consistently season after season. And he's just a good player overall, and he deserves number 1, definitely.
Yeah, I would say Yeah, Matt Chapman here. So I think we're going to go with Matt Chapman. Second to last team of this episode, the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to go with Kyle Lewis. Kyle Lewis is a really, really good young talent. And he went on the Rookie of the Year campaign. You obviously can't put too much stock into that because it's only 60 games. But Kyle Lewis is a really good young ball player. And he's shown it. He got Rookie of the Year last year, like I mentioned, and obviously, he's just a good young athlete, and I think he's going to be a star in the Mariners for years to come. And I think he's just the obvious choice here.
I'm kind of gonna pick one that maybe not be able to think of. I'm gonna go Kyle Seager. I feel like he's been in this team for a long time. He's done a lot for it. He's doing all right this season. I feel like he can still consistently do good. Obviously, his brother on the Dodgers. But I think he's the best player. He's doing a lot for his team, getting a lot of good stats for the entire career, and I feel like he deserves number one.
Now that I think about it, Kyle Seager is really number one player. Kyle Lewis, give it like a couple more seasons and easily going to be the best player in the Mariners. So I think we're going to go Kyle Seager here. And now the last team, the Texas Rangers, an absolute garbage team. Texas, I'm going Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo is really good at crushing baseballs, and really there's no one else to lead this team anywhere. Joey Gallo is just the obvious choice. I mean, this is such a dry field to go in, but hey, it is what it is with a team like the Rangers. They're absolutely trash. So, yes, I'm going to go Joey Gallo.
Yeah, Joey Gallo. Even though his teams, they're not doing that great, but I feel like he's trying to bring it somewhere. He's doing a great job. Obviously he got the worst team in baseball basically to get on, but it's something. He's trying to do something for his team. He's doing damage, which is helpful for them, and he's definitely number one for me.
So yeah, I think that wraps it up here. Quick recap: Orioles Trey Mancini, Red Sox Xander Bogaerts, Yankees Aaron Judge, Rays. Who do we say for the Rays? We said Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah.
And then we said Vlad Guerrero for the Blue Jays. White Sox, we said.
Amigo.
Abreu, Jose Abreu.
Yeah.
And then Jose Ramirez for the Indians. For the Tigers, we said Miguel Cabrera. Yes, we did. Benintendi for the Royals. Twins, we said Josh Donaldson. Angels, Mike Trout, obviously. Astros, we split Bregman and Altuve. Oakland Athletics, Matt Chapman. Seattle Mariners, Kyle Seager. And Texas Rangers, Joey Gallo. So that's that's where this episode ends. So we're going to do the NL next week. So stay tuned for that. Really exciting episode next week. And then sneak peek to what we'll be doing next. We'll be doing the mascots. We'll be talking about the mascots after next Saturday, and it will for sure be exciting. Don't worry. We always pump out good stuff here. So mascots coming up. NL best player coming up. So get excited for that. Make sure to hit that download button. We're trying to get to 100 downloads. We are so incredibly close, and we're almost there. So please help us get there. Just click download, and we're really trying to get there, get to our goal. And yeah, I think that's just going to conclude today's episode. So yeah, with that, we will see you next time.